Last time on Artificial Aviation, I managed this pretty sketchy takeoff, somehow managed to find my way to Lake Mojave, got about halfway to the dam, and even found time for some sightseeing. But now comes the tricky part. I have to reach the dam, descend so I don't violate any airspace restrictions, and finally approach and land safely at Boulder City Municipal Airport. As a rookie sim pilot, can I do it? Let's find out.
The next one is a stint of 5 miles, which is my descent. Should take 2.5 minutes. So I'm not going to bother resetting the stopwatch for that one, and I should be heading 337 degrees. So here we go now. Right, I think that's close enough. We're a little bit early, but that's fine because we know we're supposed to be early because we did 120 knots for a while. That's why I like doing the dead reckoning and using the landmarks, because together they give me that thing. So let's begin our descent. So I'm going to pull the power right back. Okay. To fairly idle, because we've got to drop down to 4,500 feet now. That's quite a descent. So we need to control our descent speed. We also need to control our airspeed, so we can do this at 110 knots. 2.5 minutes puts us at 15.5 minutes before we begin the next part of our journey. Now, because I want to be prepared for this, neutralise the trim. So once we hit Hoover, I can see the Hoover Dam start to emerge here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a turn, and then I'm going to fly out past that peak there, into the middle of Lake Mead, which is where I'm then going to initiate my turn towards Boulder. We can initiate a bit of a steeper descent. Let's take all the power out of it. So we're still in the green for speed at the minute. We are going a little bit fast, but we do want to get down quick enough, because I want to make sure that, we promised you a view of the Hoover Dam. I want to see the Hoover Dam because I've never seen it before. I think this bit of rock is going to obscure our view slightly, which is annoying, but I'm not going to do anything dangerous because I still have aircraft in the vicinity which I need to be aware of. Now, he's quite high up, so he's probably not going to present a threat to us, but the guy that was on my 9 o'clock over there he is. He's still there. There's 2 there, in fact. Now, one at 9 o'clock, one at 8 o'clock, so need to be wary of those. Here we are, so I'm going to make a turn in. And we're at 4,500, so we can pull up now, level out at 4,500, come back on the power. We'll have some cruise power to get ourselves back in the game. And look, there she blows, the Hoover Dam. There it is, there she blows. Can you see? If I bank, you can see the Hoover Dam there. Okay, and you're going to see it again as we come back for Boulder. So let's get ourselves back on course. We're going to fly out. We're going to aim point ourselves at the centre of Lake Mead. How are we doing for altitude? 4.5's about right.
Now that we've successfully found the dam, the hard part begins. We're going to execute a turn over Lake Mead and then make for Boulder City. As we pass over the city, we'll need to descend ready to enter the pattern, all whilst making sure that we don't violate the Class B airspace. But before that, I have more pressing matters to attend to.
Sorry if you heard me scratching my nose there, that's I needed that. So 4,500 feet. 7, which is 4 minutes. I don't think we're going to be travelling for 4 minutes here, to be honest. It's okay, there's a little bit of vagueness in our plan. However, if I look at where that is, look at where we are in the lake, we're tracking for the centre of it quite nicely. We are far too low, so I'm going to give us some power now. Get our altitude back up to something sensible. So let's pull up, see and avoid, looking clear. This is Lake Mead, and it's an artificial lake created by the Hoover Dam. Okay, Okay, we're doing good on the slip. Coming around to 208. 210, 209, 208. There we are. Right. We're on a heading of 208 now. So that's good. Right. What's next part? Let's have a look. Getting a bit nervous now. So I think we're going to want to start tuning Boulder so we get permission to come in. We need to do this for 9 nautical miles, which for 9 nautical miles is 4 minutes. Okay, 22, gotcha. Okay, I think I can see the airport here ahead of me. Airport elevation. Field elevation, 2,203. So 3,203 will be our pattern height.
Sky condition clear. Temperature.
Right, got that now. We need to select a runway for landing. Now, which way is the wind blowing? That's a great question. Which way are you going? City Municipal. This is tough, guys. This is tough.
Kilo Bravo Victor Uniform Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear.
What runways have I got in front of me? I could enter, so if I make a turn now, I could enter the base leg for... Where's the terminal? There's the terminal, and it's linked to that runway there. So if I go for 15...
I've just realised that, unfortunately, I've been a bit of a plonker. So, true story, I called in for runway 15. Unfortunately, where I'm aiming for isn't actually runway 15. It's runway 9. Basically, I'm announcing my position relative to a completely different runway. Still, lesson learned.
So we're going to announce our position.
Kilo Bravo Victor Uniform Traffic Piper November Echo Niner Bravo Foxtrot 2 miles north 3,500 feet inbound to land runway 15.
So there's nothing on the downwind at the moment. So what we can do is we can join the downwind, which we're pretty much on now. So I'm turning downwind. Okay, so we've joined late on the downwind.
Kilo Bravo Victor Uniform Traffic Piper November Echo Niner Bravo Foxtrot is on downwind runway 15.
So we need to do brakes. So we're doing Brumfish now is good. Undercarriage needs to be down. So where is our speed? Yep, we're low enough to turn the undercarriage down. Flaps need to go in. So upper level of flaps now. First grid flaps is in. Increase the speed to compensate. Okay, we're a little bit low, below the 1,000 feet I'd want to be at. So let's give full speed here. We need to put that runway 45 degrees, minding not to hit these mountains. Make sure seatbelts are on. Seatbelts are indeed on. Seatbacks and tray tables are in their upright position. This is it, we're flying downwind. I'd say that's close to 45, but I definitely don't want to put myself at risk of this hill here, so I'm going to just do a continuous turn for the base into the final. So I'm just going to do a nice sensible turn here, get a little bit of rudder going on. Okay, here we go. Okay, we'll shortly be coming into land at Boulder City. We thank you for flying Artificial Aviation Airways. Please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in the upright and fitted position. This is an awful pattern and too high. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something sensible. I'm going to announce position on final, and I'm going to refly the pattern.
Kilo Bravo Victor
So
Uniform
I'm
Traffic
going
Piper
to
November Echo 9 or Bravo
raise the
Foxtrot
gear.
is on final runway 15 to land.
I'm going to turn. I'm going to pull the flaps up. So we are back to that, and then I'm going to fly a parallel course over the runway at 1,000 feet. This is the exact level that I want to hold. So I'm going to fly over the runway. I'm going to fly the traffic pattern again because I don't want to do something dangerous. I'm not familiar with the airport. I don't want to do something dangerous at any time, but in this specific time, I'm not familiar with the field. So what I'm going to do is look left, look right, make sure I'm not interfering with anything landing here. Shouldn't be. That's fine. I would announce go around, but there's not an option for... Oh yeah, announce go around. There we go.
Kilo Bravo Victor Uniform Traffic Piper November Echo 9 or Bravo Foxtrot going around.
So we're apologies for the delay. We've initiated a go around because you know, I didn't feel it was safe, and I want you to get, you know, you're going to have an evening out in Las Vegas, okay, after a hard day's business. I want to make sure you get there in one piece. So let's carry on with the mission. So we are flying parallel runway 15. Ah, we're not though, are we? So that's a bit cheeky. So I've got my runways mixed up. That is runway 15. So what runway are we over now? I am flying a heading of 12, 11, 10. So I'm flying a heading for runway 10. Well, it's runway 9. So I'm going to change my runway to runway 9. So that's a mistake I made there, folks. I selected the wrong runway, and we're climbing as well. It's all gone wrong. It's because my power's in too much. So I'm going to bring it down to cruise power. We're going to fly out here for a little bit. Get this altitude under control. I'm going to make my turn onto the crosswind leg and announce it.
Kilo Bravo
So turning
Victor Uniform
crosswind.
Traffic Piper November Echo 9 or Bravo Foxtrot is on crosswind runway 9er.
Now, these hills here are a higher altitude than the circuit altitude, so I think I'm going to pick to stick at 3,500 feet for the pattern here. So I'm watching the runway there. Once it goes to 90 degrees, and not 45 like I keep saying, then we're good. 90 degrees. Superb. Straighten out. We're now crosswind. I'm going to fire short crosswind because of those hills over there. We don't want to encounter any dramas. A bit more power because we're losing altitude. I'm going to turn now and announce it. I should have announced it before I turned it. Naughty
Kilo
me.
Bravo Victor Uniform Traffic Piper November Echo 9 or Bravo Foxtrot is on downwind runway 9er.
Okay, here we go. I think that's one of the downsides to doing the videos. Like, I really enjoy doing the videos, but I think it takes time away from me flying because I have to do that, and I didn't get a chance to fly last weekend because I was still editing. So I think over time, because I'll get better at it, I think that it won't be such drama. Right, we're on the downwind now, so I'm going to put a bit more. I'm going to put full revs in, and I'm going to do bumfish checks. So brakes, have pressure on both brakes. Undercarriage, we need to reduce speed so that the undercarriage can be set. Can't believe I forgot my switch for that. There it is, I remembered it, yay! Right, undercarriage is down. We're also slow enough now to bring in the first stage of flaps. There we go, first stage of flaps is in. We're paralleling the runway now. Undercarriage is down, flaps are set, temperatures and pressures. Okay, we were a bit naughty here because we haven't switched the fuel tank over, so I'm going to do it for landing. We should have done that halfway through the flight. Realistically, not much of the fuel has been used, so it's not too big a deal, but that's another mistake that I've made. So if you're watching this, by the way, I'm not an experienced pilot. I'm just, you know, I'm a rookie sim guy. Like, this is my hobby. So it's fun. I enjoy, I know it's going to sound really strange, but I enjoy picking out the mistakes, you know, because it helps me learn and it helps me do it better next time. So feel free to drop in the comments if you've seen something I haven't, and I'll be happy to address that. So looking right, looking left, I've got an aircraft at my 9 o'clock to be careful of. Okay, so we're at we're nearly smack on 1,000 feet above circuit height. We've got these hills coming up though, but we've got much more clearance than we did have to those things there. Now we know 9 degrees, which is straight on top of that east heading, is where the runway is. So if we stay dead on the west, we should be fine at 3,200 feet. Let's get ready to announce that we're on base. We're turning base when we're ready to. Now I don't want to leave this too late because we've got terrain coming up, but I also don't want to do it too early either. I've got an aircraft there to my 1 o'clock to be careful of, and there was another one at my 9 o'clock, but he's back there now. So how are we doing with the runway? It's nearly at 45 degrees, so we'll have to drop in altitude. I'm not happy about that, even though our airspeed's increased. It's because I haven't been on the yoke. Perhaps I should have trimmed it a bit better. Right, okay, I'm going to make that turn now. So, again, I didn't announce it before I did it, so let's do that now.
Kilo Bravo Victor Uniform Traffic Piper November Echo 9er Bravo Foxtrot is on base runway 9er.
I think what we're going to end up doing is making this one continuous turn, because otherwise we risk overshooting the runway. So, we're still descending. I want to control that descent a bit more. Got full power in at the moment. Something we didn't do on bumpers checks: landing light on, fuel pump on, because those are important. Right, here's our runway. I want the power right out now. We need to begin descending. We're on final.
Kilo Bravo Victor Uniform Traffic Piper November Echo 9er Bravo.
Right, so I'm concentrating. Landing gear is down, flaps are in. What I need to do now is have a reasonable amount of power in. One hand on the yoke, one hand on the power. And how fast are we going? We need to take some speed out, so I'm going to put in another degree of flaps to give us that. Wind was listed as calm, so we shouldn't have to contend with the wind too much. But what we are going to do is we're going to need to make sure circuit elevation is 2,200, so we are at 400 feet, 300 feet. Okay, we're risking a stall here. Let's give it some power. Coming into 200 feet. We're a little bit offline. Okay, positioning is everything. Let's have some power out now. So we want everything down. Right, last degree of flaps is in. Killing the power as we come over the threshold. Remember, we're not going to flare this time, we're just literally going to level out, level out, level out. Okay, that was a bit rough, but we're down. Okay, here we are down. So we need to find the first available taxiway off of this runway. So we are actually about to cross a runway, so what I want to do is, that's where the terminal building is, so I'm safe to cross the runway. I guess normally I would announce it, but there's nothing on here, so we're going to look right, we're going to look left, traffic is clear, so we're going to cross. Right now I just want to clear the runway and we'll worry about where to park in a minute. Have you got your Uber reserve booked? I mean, other taxi services are available. Of course, right, we'll clear the whole short line and we'll have you out in a jiffy, madam. Right, parking brake is on. Announce clear of the runway.
Kilo Bravo Victor Uniform Traffic Piper November Echo 9er Bravo Foxtrot is clear of the runway.
Reset mode. Oh, it's only 12:15. You could go into Boulder for some lunch and then onwards to Vegas. Lovely evening for you. Right, so we've come off the runway and I am on taxiway Bravo. So taxiway Bravo is here. So this is the left-hand turn that I've taken. There's a leftover bit of runway there, which is nothing to do with us right now. We can't go on. There's FBO, don't know what that is. Terminal. So we need to get our esteemed guest to terminal, and then there's hangars there in Fuel Island. So if we head over to the terminal, we can drop you off. So we're going to come to the end of Bravo, and then we're going to turn right. So we've announced clear of runway, so there's no more announcements to make that I'm aware of on an uncontrolled airport. So we are going to go through our checklists after landing. So flaps need to come up. Flaps are up. Landing light is required. So it's also our taxi light, so we'll leave it on. We need to turn our strobe light off because that's not for use on the runways. Is that the right one we just selected? It doesn't tell us. Fantastic. Auxiliary boost pump, off, I know where that is. Elevator trim reset to neutral. Right, okay, let's go. So at the end of Bravo, turn right and off to the terminal building, okay? Where our esteemed guest can go on to finish the rest of your day. We appreciate you have a choice of student pilots and we thank you for choosing Artificial Aviation Airways. Don't forget to tell all your friends how airsick I've made you. I mean how much you've enjoyed this wonderful flight. I feel like, based on what I've seen on the map, that building there that has the dome in front of it is our terminal. So what I need to do is slow the heck down because I'm going far too fast. There's some helipads here in front of it. That looks like a taxiway I can take. Let's turn off here. Do we have our usual crew to tell us where to park? They seem to not be here. There's Fuel Island over there. And one thing I don't know about, oh, we just run over some lights that shouldn't be there, is parking at a terminal building. So I think, and because I believe in service with a smile and turning up in style, oh, I made that rhyme. See what I did there? What we're going to do is we're going to bring you right in on the front gate. There we go. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Look at that, right in front of the terminal building now. How about that for service, huh?
So, there we have it. Our business passenger delivered safely to the intended destination. I just want to say, if you've made it to the end of this video, or the series, you're an absolute legend. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. It really does mean a lot. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to slap a like on the video to let me know. Don't want to miss out on more artificial aviation awesomeness? Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.